Hey everyone, yeah, I've got 3 diesels and 3 petrols. So that means I've got 6 cars. Well, we've got 7 cars. It depends if you include, the missus got to drive cars too. So let's say the Corolla hybrid's hers, because she mainly drives that. And the other cars, well, at the moment they're mine. I've got, got plans for the kids we've talked about. But so why have I got 3 petrols and 3 diesels, and what engines are they, and why have I got those ones? Before we get started, I just want to give you the heads up on a couple other little upgrades that I'm doing that you might want to do on your vehicles, because I've found they work really well for me. So I'm going to tell you about those. I'm not sponsored by any of these products at all whatsoever, but I'm just going to tell you what I use and what I like. I run a scan gauge 3 in 2 of the vehicles, but I run a scan gauge 2. That's one of these in all the other vehicles, simply because they're just a bit more slimline and they can fit in places better, like right there. And you probably would have noticed in my other 120, I've got one sitting here as well, and in the V6 here, that one's going to be sitting there soon. Just nice and slim. Okay, so what do we got here? I've got the scan gauge 2. So there's pros and cons. I've got a whole playlist on scan tools and stuff like that. I suggest watching it before you make a decision what you're going to get. I'm not going to go on about the scan gauge the whole video, but AZ Scanners will have a discount again soon using my normal discount code 4B4 Diesel. I'm just working with them to set that up, probably maybe in about a week's time. I don't know what date that'll be. Just subscribe, turn the bell and don't miss it. Try and get your discount on these. Nothing in it for me other than showing you this is what I use, I like it, and bada bing, bada boom. I've got it pretty much in all. I've got one, I've got one in the Hilux, I've got one in the 120. The Petrol's got the 3, the 150's got the 3. What other cars we've got? The Commodore's got nothing. So we'll talk about what cars we've got in a minute too, and some other upgrades here. I think I used the plus 130s in the other 120. They're good, I was happy with that. And then I put these plus 200s in the Hilux, and I'm very happy with that. I can see the difference. Either that or the Hilux headlights are better than the 120. Good chance. Now you might be wondering what this little thing is. This is a little T-bar for the 120 Prados. Kind of a bit of a problem rectification kit. There'll be a separate video on that. Long story short, I think from memory it's a longer pin and a shorter spring instead of a shorter pin and a longer spring, if that makes sense. Did I even say that in the right order? Anyway, it's about 20 or 30 bucks, AMTS 4x4. Could be hard to get a hold of. Someone might be able to put the link in the description where to buy one of those if you've ever bought one, if you know what I'm talking about. I'll do a separate video showing you how to install it again and when you might or might not need it and what the purpose of it is. It's not this video. These things I just got from Super Cheap, and I got them from Repco, because Repco give me all their Nava stuff at about half price. So there's your hint. Trade price on Nava at Repco is about half price. So if they're 120 bucks, I think I paid 75. There you go. So I think they retail about 120, 130. I think I paid 75. So if you walk into Repco and say, hey, mate of mine got these for 75, can you do it? If they say no, they're not looking after you. So I'm just letting out all the secrets. So saved your money. Save your car on this one and get it while you can. This one, I'll save you money. I'm not telling you whether you need one or not. You work it out. And these things, these are the Hilux washer jets. There's the part number. You can hit up your local Toyota dealer if you like the idea of that. It's got the jets that I'll go to the Hilux and show you in a minute, but these are the typical things, and they just squirt 2 straight lines onto your windscreen. It just sort of just goes like a couple of people taking a leak. But on the Hilux, hard to see, but they're different. Turn the light on, that's got to help. Can you see it's different? Anyway, so what it does, that sprays a wave of water across the windscreen, much better. Anyway, I changed these Hilux washer jets onto my other 120, so it's good to go. And now with this one, I notice how crap it is. This one is just rubbish. They just go, you know what I mean? Rubbish. So there's the So I've got 4 upgrades here. I'm really looking forward to getting the T-bar working better, seeing where I'm going at night, some monitoring the coolant temperature and the transmission temperatures, and maybe the battery voltage will probably be the main things that I have up there on the V6, and getting the sprayers on the windscreen. And we've already talked about the wiper blades in another video. Now let's talk about the engine. So stay tuned for your discounts and my little upgrades coming soon. So 6 cars, it's just ridiculous. So there's a bit of a story behind it. The 2008 120, 500,000 Ks soon. It used to do everything, the hard tracks, the touring, the everything. It was the everything vehicle. But it's cheap and it's reliable and it didn't cost me any money. So I decided I needed it. I'm the Prado specialist, so I need a new 150 Prado. Even though I wasn't confident on the 1GD and I didn't really like it, I went and brought, after 4 years of being on the road, I went and brought a brand new 2019 150 Prado. Like, it was a bit of a tax deduction, right? You know, just like, you know, just because you can type thing, you know, save some money and because you can, and you get to learn more about the cars by owning them and driving them. It was really the first 150 Prado I've ever owned. You know, how can you be a Prado specialist? You don't even own one and drive one yourself. You just drive customers' cars. Come on, you really need to use them for thousands of Ks to really get to know the car. So that's what I did. And then I decided I didn't like it. It was gutless and whatever. And then there was the remap and, you know, the transmission software. Check the transmission playlist, check the scan tools playlists, have a look at the transmission temperatures. Anyway, long story short, I sold that one. I ordered a new one, a 2023, whatever, which remap, more power, more torque, and totally different transmission software, same transmission. But in the meantime, while I was waiting, because I'm used to having two cars, look, I'll be honest, I pretty much all my life had two cars, plus any others that I might have brought that I'm fixing up, selling. Rare, but every now and then, you know, had a few cars, you know, had a lot of cars. So, but usually I have two cars. So I had two Prados, which I always said I won't have two Prados. Who'd have two four-wheel drive? That's ridiculous. You'd have some other sort of car in a four-wheel drive, right? Wrong. Not if you're Anthony the Prado specialist. So sold it 2019, ordered the new one, you know, it was 18 months later or something like that. This is in 2021 or 2 or something I ordered it. But maybe I didn't get it until the end of 22. No. So the 19 I sold in 21. That's it. Anyway, doesn't matter. I could work it out, but it doesn't matter. What matters is while I was waiting for the 2023, the remap version to turn up, I got bored and I missed my Hilux. I had a Hilux 2011, brand new Hilux SR5. And I thought, well, tell you what, right? Since everyone's locked down and they can't go out and I'm bored, well, I'll go and buy a Hilux because people need to sell them and nobody's allowed to go and look at them. So I went and looked at one. And here it is. I went and looked at it, probably looked at more than one, but this is the one I decided to buy. I picked it up pretty cheap. We've done a lot of work on it. I mean, look how shiny that is. It looks like a new engine. It's that shiny over that side there. But I'm not here to brag about my Hilux and how good it is. And it is bloody good. We've done all the work on it. It's had a hard life, but now it's one of these things. I'm bringing it back from the dead. I'm bringing it back from the wreckers, right? It's been wherever. It had pretty good service, but it would have had a hard life in earth moving. And we've just done a lot of work improving it, right? So that's how the Hilux turned up. And the plan was to sell it when the 150 Prado turned up. But then I decided I liked it. So the 150 turned up. So then I had the 120, the 150, the 2023 1GD, and the Hilux. I had three cars. Well, that's pushing it a bit, but it's not too bad. I'm a Prado specialist. I'm a Prado Hilux specialist. I'm a 1KD specialist, right? So that's okay. And then next thing you know, my father-in-law passes away. So we end up with a Commodore. It's just a VX Commodore, but Mitch says, oh, yeah, you know, I'll have the gun. You know, so when he gets to that, it'll, you know, so we're doing some work on the Commodore and we've shown a few videos on the Commodore. That's what that's all about. So I've got the V6 Petrol Commodore, which I run on 95 and give it regular oil changes and a bit of love and look at things that what can we fix up on this to keep it reliable. And they are a very reliable vehicle, but they do need a bit of money spent on them. They're not as good quality as a Toyota here. And that's what I'm getting to. The Toyota is what it's all about. But anyway, and then, so what happened next? So Commodore, and then my father decided to pass away on us. I think, you know, it was a plan in the middle of the Simpson Desert. So some people know the story, some people don't. So it's pretty amazing the way it all went down. I'm not going to tell the story in this video. It was a couple of years ago now, a bit over a couple of years ago. So he had a white 150 Prado, which I used as a lot of examples with fuel economy comparing to our 150 Prado, same tyres, suspension, setups and all this. And I'll just say it, the 1GD used to get 12 litres per 100 Ks, where his 150 Prado, 2013, GX with a 3 litre motor got 10 litres per 100 Ks. And it continues to do the same sort of really good economy compared to a 1GD. But that's not really relevant. I'm not here to tell you how much more I love the 1KD over the 1GD. I'm here to tell you the full story. So there, I've just acquired a couple more cars sort of thing, right? And then, you know, paid for them anyway. To be quite honest, I paid for them because nothing's for free and I don't want it for free. So I'll tell you straight, I paid $4,000 for the Commodore, okay? It's well over the market value, but, you know, that's what you do for family. You know, I'm okay to do that, so that's what happened. And I paid for the 150 Prado as well, and that's my... I don't really need the box with the ashes in it, to be quite honest. Probably have a thing soon where we go and get rid of those at the favourite camping spot and burn the box on the fire, because I don't need that. I've got the car. That's how I feel about it anyway. Anyway, so look, we're doing this car collection thing, and then I'm looking at all the new cars available on the market. I'm getting a bit nervous about you know, there's nothing that I can buy that I like with all this emission DPFs. All these, you know, newer cars, and they're just having all these problems early, and there's all this DPFs really keeps coming to mind. Timing chains I'm not a big fan of either, unless you got an engine where you know the timing chain is kind of really reliable. So next thing you know, I've gone, well, so if I get a caravan one day, or I want to have something a bit heavier, I sort of want to have something where, because they'll tow, but I'll tell you straight, they're no rocket ship. They'll maintain the speed all right, but when you want to overtake someone that's speeding up on the overtaking lane, you kind of got no hope. So I wanted something with a bit more grunt. Bit of a long story. So in the meantime, what I've done, I've retired the 120 from the hard tracks because I set up the Hilux for the hard tracks. Decided that's kind of like the farm ute, and it's got the locker and it's got the winch, and it can go and do the hard tracks. That's the fun truck. The 120 is kind of a bit of fun, but we're not going where we're not going to go places where we might need a winch because we haven't got one. Now we've taken the locker out. It's gone back to touring. It's going to do its final trip, the CSR, and then retire. And my daughter will get that next year. It's got a brand new front diff in it. The locker's out. The fuel tank protection's off. The heavy duty side steps are off. What a beautiful car. New front and rear diff, new front and rear wheel bearings. The whole package has been done on that car. We even put an engine in it and put a turbo in it, you know, like we just throw it's had a new alternator. There'll be more stuff done by then. It's crazy. I've got a new transfer case there. I just keep throwing things at it because it's much cheaper to do that and keep a good car on the road and keep it new as long as you can. So then, you know, you got another 30 years once you get parts for it. Do you get my drift? I'm going to have some really old Prado. So then I've gone, hang on, if I'm not happy, I better quickly go and buy another Prado. I went, well, I've got enough. Well, I better get something different. People are always going on about the V6, how good it is and how they get 11 litres per 100 Ks and all that crap. And it is crap, right? It's absolute crap. It's just garbage. What, you know, I already knew already. I've got customers, I've got people that come on trips that we know the fuel economy from the trips. I've got customers that tell me, I've got the diesel and I've got the petrol and this is what we get. I knew already. And I'm not saying this is a bad engine, it's great, but it chews the fuel depending how you use it. You're not going to get 11 litres per 100 Ks, but I'm not here to talk about economy. We've got a whole fuel economy playlist. You're sick of hearing about it. But I decided I've been looking for a while. I mean, a few years for a V6. I wanted the 120 because the oil filter's right there. It's nice and easy, just a nice easy spin on. The 150 hasn't got that. Pros and cons of the 150 V6, just like there's pros and cons of the 150 and the 120. And 120 is ultimately my favourite car, to be quite honest. Yeah, I'll be a dinosaur with my old 120s and I'm quite happy with that. So this 120, I thought, well, it can replace, because my daughter, she doesn't want all the touring gear. She doesn't want the storage system, the fridge. I went, oh, well, I need a 120 to put all that into, don't I? So this is getting set up to replace the 120. So I'll end up with this. I'll end up with my dad's 150 diesel, last of the best, and whatever new car I have, which at the moment's a Petrol, and maybe I get a 300 series petrol hybrid. Stay tuned, watch this space. We might compare that and the Petrol towing a caravan. I need to get a caravan to be able to do that. So we'll probably do that as well, because we can do all these things. We're absolutely blessed. I really appreciate the way things have worked out. Haven't really tried hard to do this stuff. It's just sort of the way it's worked out. What I've tried hard to do is help people. That's what I'm here. I'm talking to you people, trying to help you and help you understand how I roll, and that I'm here to help you guys. So yeah, 6 cars that is. So the plan is, Mitch is going to get the Commodore and the Hilux. Then I won't have to go and do rough tracks anymore, because hopefully I've had enough of it by then, because I've been doing it for decades, if you know what I mean. And hopefully he has some fun. Hopefully he spends enough time in the workshop to learn how to change drive shafts himself and diffs, because I've got a feeling, you know, as much as he talks the right talk, let's see what he does when he's out there showing off with his mates, when, you know, these young blokes, you know how it goes. Everyone's having a laugh. Everyone's got some kids. Everyone, know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so he'll get that. My daughter will get the one. So that leaves me with only 3 cars. But my point of this video was, so we've got the V6 Commodore, we've got the V6 120, we've got the V8 Petrol, we've got 3 petrols, 3 diesels. But the funny thing is, 3 diesels are all these engines. D4D, they're 1KD D4. Why have I got 3 1KDs? I mean, honestly, as far as I'm concerned, it's the best engine, right? Now, some people are going to go, oh, that's funny, oh yeah, the best, you know, cracked pistons and all that. Very rare, always a reason, is the first thing I'm going to say. And then what I'm going to add to, they're going to say, oh no, the best engine's the Isuzu 4JJ, blah, blah, no, it's this, it's that, it's a bloody Ford Ranger, whatever, they can say whatever they want. And I'm not going to argue which engine's better, because it's not just about the engine, it's the whole package, it's the whole vehicle. This is a Toyota. This thing's a bloody machine, and it craps all over any Isuzu, right? Now, the Isuzus, they're good cars. You might have a MUX or a D-Max or whatever, they're good cars. but these cars are much better. You can't beat these bloody, the Toyota quality. And the best cars were built, draw circle, around 2015. So up to 20 maybe, but more up to 18 and down to 13 and maybe even 2010. So things got really good into the 2000s, 2005, 2010, and they really peaked around 2010 to 20, right? Draw circle around 15. That's why I say last of the best. So this is a 13. It's an SR, white Hilux, right? The GX 150 Prado, that's all it is, just the GX, 2013. Both my 120s are 2008. Silver, beautiful. You see a bit of a pattern going on here. The Petrol, I brought that before I know if I like it or not. I actually do like it, but it certainly doesn't replace a Hilux or a Prado. It's a totally different vehicle for a different purpose, and I'm not going to talk about it too much in this video because I've talked enough. But you get the drift. This is the engine, people. It's the engine, it's the whole package. Now, the mistake with this Hilux is it's got the 4-speed auto behind it. The last of the best is with the 5-speed auto. It just works so much better. The car drives so much better. That's the only mistake I made, and we're too far into this one with all the work being done and the maintenance and all that. It's staying happy days. When Mitch actually takes it off me, if it actually happens, it'll be a sad day, and I might go and pick up a 2015 5-speed auto, last of the best, and have 4 cars again instead of 3. Who knows? I might sell the Petrol and just get another Hilux and have 3 old cars. Happy days. I'm happy. If I have to choose cars, I'm going to choose my old ones every day, right? If I had to choose one car, to be honest, I'm probably going to choose the 2008 120. Sorry, 150 lovers. Sorry, Hilux lovers. I've got to be honest. I like them all, but the bloody diesel 2008 seems to be one of my favourites. And I love the V6 as well. I really do love this V6 engine. It drives great. It's got the power. It hasn't got the torque. It's good for not towing. It doesn't maintain well on the hills. So when I originally got this, I thought, remember I was saying, oh, maybe it's the tow vehicle. But stock standard, I'm talking, hasn't even got any extra weight, no bull bars, anything like it, right? It's very light, drives great. It just, look, my panel beater friend, he took the car to do something. He goes, mate, this thing, I said, I know, don't worry. I'm making it like new. That's how it's going to be. And this is how Prados should be, right? It drives much better than my 120 diesel, simply because it hasn't got a bull bar shaking around on the front of the vehicle, and it's not going to get one. Sorry to the bull bar lovers. I mean, I love the look of a bull bar. I like the idea of the protection, but it just makes all the cars drive so substandard compared to without it. It really does. I'm just telling you that because it's the truth. It's just how it is. So I've got the Hilux with the bull bar. I've got the 120 with the bull bar. Nothing else has got a bull bar on it. And both those cars go to the kids. Good, they can have their bull bars, maybe a bit of extra protection. They can run into someone and drive away, whatever. I don't need it. I don't travel at night. I'm not going to leave too early in the morning, and careful of your areas where you're traveling where you might have some ruse. And I don't know what this oil stain is. It'll be something. Maybe did I spray the bonnet latch? And I don't know. I don't know what happened there, but it'll get cleaned up. Don't worry. Is it annoying you? Was it annoying you? Let me know in the comments if you hung around this long. Anyway, get the picture. Right, so that's what's happening. That's what's going on with the cars. Yeah, I'm serious. March 26, Petrol Hybrid 300 series is going to be here. I'd love to try one out. If I get some time, I'm going to try and hit up Toyota and say, come on, man, I'm your man because I support your petrol diesels. Give me a good price. And they're probably going to not even reply to my email. And probably just have to pay full price at the dealer, fighting with everybody else to get one, since that's what people do. It's just absolute stupidity and why prices are so high. But then everything's, I don't want to say talk about the economy too much and the way things are going, but, you know, look, prices might have to come down and they might have a few spare cars sitting around, especially for the people that hate electric. Anyway, that's my yak. 3 petrols, 3 diesels, that's why. Those diesel engines by choice. I can buy any car with any diesel engine I want. I want reliable engines that I can travel, tour Australia sort of thing. When I take that 150 out, you know, it's just, and it's not just, like I said, not just the engine, it's the whole package. Nothing wrong with these engine, goes good, but what I was trying to get at as well was towed the jet ski, slightest hills, lose speeds easy, uses power, which means revs and fuel to rebuild or maintain speed, where the diesel's got the torque, keeps the revs down, and it just powers along, as they'll say until it cracks a piston. Yeah, rightio. But, you know, these things, they can blow head gaskets, they can corrode blocks, the radiators can break off, which is why this has got a new one, so it doesn't break off and cook the engine. It's had the full BFE done. what can be done. Lots of things being done. There's a whole playlist on this engine. There's a playlist on our 120 diesel. There's a playlist on the Petrol, the Hilux. Each vehicle's got its own playlist. So if you want to know more about any particular one, like always, go and check out our playlists. Subscribe on the channel, turn the bell on, all that stuff. Hit the like button. Hope you enjoyed it. Bit of chit chat. There's a bit of background about why the hell have I got 6 vehicles? 6, 7, 5, 4, 3. I don't know. I mean, in the end, I'll be honest. I'll have 1, 2, 3. I'll probably end up with 4 cars, right? So they'll probably move these 3 on, you know. Kids will get those 3, and I really think I do want a 2015 Hilux. Crazy? Yeah, so then I'll have a 1KD Hilux, a 1KD 150, a V6 120, which that'll do, that's all right. And either the Petrol or the 300. So I'm thinking we'll buy a Caravan and a 300. We'll do some towing with both, do some proper testing so we can talk from experience, not just blah, blah, blah like everybody does. And then we'll sell either the Petrol or the 300, remembering that the Petrol's going to owe us a lot less, a lot cheaper than a 300 series petrol hybrid. Is going to be what, 160? I don't know. It's going to be crazy. I think it's only going to come in the like the GR Sport and the top spec. So they're already one. So it's probably going to be 170. It's going to be out of control. It's going to be ridiculous. Watch this space. Let's have a look. It'll want to be bloody impressive, and I think it might be. And then I might be selling the Petrol, you know. So you never know. You might get a good cheap Petrol. Good highway car, towed bugger all so far, and a little bit of towing to compare to the whatever. Stay tuned, bada bing. Gee, I can just talk forever, can't I? Catch you on the next one. See ya.